Hello, beautiful love lights. Welcome to my channel, Heart Rhythm Healing. I am Jamie. I am a certified Reiki master and self-proclaimed spiritual maestro, not because I view myself as a master, quite the contrary. I am a student right along with all of y'all. However, I had this meditative vision where I was standing in front of you, beautiful symphony of love lights, where you are uniquely and as the conductor, just sort of keeping time and tempo with that the energetics that exist all around us all the time. As a certified Reiki master, that is essentially what I have been attuned to, are these energetics that coexist with us, that make up everything that we see with our physical eyes. And it is, in my opinion, more that we see with our physical eyes. And it is, in my opinion, more real than what we see with our physical eyes. This channel has kind of become dedicated to my exploration of the Galactic Calendar, which is based around the Mayan calendar that existed several thousand years ago, and just kind of diving into this idea that time is art, and it offers us this creative leniency is the word that's coming up for me, where we can truly co-create with these energetics. And that's why I wanted to come in here today. So I've kind of been a little bit more spotty about my videos, and I am kind of spotty. That's just sort of me. I'm easily distractible. I am a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm just kind of learning what feels good. And I truly trust and believe that the right people will populate this space. The way I view it is my job to come in here when I feel guided and led, and to share what is on my heart mind, and maybe inspire each one of you to connect on deeper levels with me, which, if that's you, there are links in the description box below to, and where I would encourage you to come is to the harmonic.us. You can connect with me. If I'm going to pour into any space moving forward, it will definitely be that one, along with the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble, which is a paid subscription. That's how I am seeking to grow my income, so that I can bring more of these like energetic ideas and connect all of us with people that are in the same like heart mind space and thought process about all of the energetics. So my vision is pretty large. Again, I'm totally trusting spirit to build it. And while listening to what I feel guided to do also. And I want it to just feel good. I believe that if people find value in what I'm sharing, then they will naturally want to compensate me for that value. There's a universal law of compensation that that's one of the things that I am totally on board with. There's 12 universal laws. In fact, I should probably put together videos about that also, that, are real and true, and they withstand, like they are true no matter what people think and believe about it. It is truth. It is the way that our world was created and the way that it operates. And it's just, I don't know. I buy into it. Let me put it that way. And if you're watching this, my guess is you probably do too. Other things that I really want to dive into are like the emerald tablets. Like I really want to come into this space and start sharing that stuff. But that's a really the emerald tablets is like much deeper and like more, and I don't want to say more. Anyway, I was going to say it's very similar as far as like weightiness to the Bible. Like I just feel like those texts, any spiritual text, has gravity to it, right? Like it really matters. Like the spiritual qualities of us matter more than anything, because it is our spirit that is everlasting and eternal. And it's what animates us. It's what gives us life. It's who we truly are. And I am in this space and place of seeking to gather all of us, the beautiful love lights that are twinkling out in this cosmic space we call Earth, like gathering us all together and creating this online sacred healing medicine space where we can harmonize on deeper, more intimate levels with our own individual highest expression of who we are, to really hone in on that heart song that we are each playing out day after day. I mean, we are vibration. That's what we are. And so I have this space where I'm seeking to raise our vibration. It's honestly, I think it's pretty cool because you don't even ever have to like physically show up in the space. If you are a member of the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble, you will receive the Life Force Healing energetics sent to you every single day whenever you need them. So what I mean by that is I have encoded that space that when you agree to provide that energetic exchange, that compensation with me, that opens the gateway to that flow. Not that you don't have it. Okay. I want to be clear here. You have that constant flow of energetics. What I'm saying is I have set the intentionality of this online healing medicine space. And that is the flow of the energetics that you tune into, where I am tending to your energetics every single day. And anytime you consciously think about that, that flow flows to and through you for exactly what you need in that moment. And you don't even need to be aware of what it is, because the energetics are so highly intelligent. They know exactly what we need. And then I come into that space live in person every Tuesday. It's called Tune In Tuesday. And I share the energetics that are bouncing around. And I also have that flow of healing life force energetics flowing to and through you that entire session. And you really get to steep and bathe in the information. And then we take time to just allow those energetics to like move through us and experience them in our own unique way for healing, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, cosmically, all of the bodies that we have. I don't even know what they all are. I know that there's more than what I'm conscious of, because we are so many layers, which is super cool. Okay, so I've really gone off on a tangent, but I would love to have you in that space. And if it resonates with you, again, that's how I'm seeking to grow my income to help more people. Anyway, why I'm here right now is because I'm sharing with you about this galactic calendar, which has captured my interest for the last few years. And I'm really seeking to unpack it and figure out what it means for me and my life. Last year, I went through the calendar. I really read through all of the, like, what the calendar offered as far as explanations. And I will likely still do that. I will still reference it. However, I'm seeking to decouple myself from that and really kind of get more into a space where I'm sharing what I feel is pertinent within what's happening. So if you know me, or even if you don't, it's probably going to be kind of like all over. However, hopefully it will make sense enough to you that you'll be able to tie it all together. And I believe that you will be able to. Again, my belief is that if you're in this space, we are like-minded. You are more than likely neurodivergent. You are highly empathic and in tune with your spirit and the spiritual world that exists around us. You recognize that that is more true than anything that we see in the physical. You recognize that we are powerful and fully capable of co-creating our own life, especially once we become intentional and conscious about who we are and what we want to birth into this physical world. And all of those I want to encourage and like come alongside you and hold your hand and walk with you as you do that and be your cheerleader and your champion. And I don't want to say I'm a healer. I am a healer. That's been heavy on, like, not heavy, but like so deeply ingrained in my DNA. I know that. But what I understand about healing is I really have very little to do with it. The energetics are what heal us. So all I'm doing is setting the intention, like we talked about. but you are your own healer. And so I'm just opening up the space for you to come into it, to come into agreement with the fact that, yes, I recognize that the energetics are more real than anything, and they are the most powerful, potent thing that we can tune into. And in some small way, I trust this other human that she's going to be very careful with those energetics, and that it will always be for the highest benefit of all of us. Always, in all ways. That is my heart. It's my heart song. I want to pour into and raise the vibration and the life force of each one of us. So again, if that resonates with you, please come into, if you just kind of want to check out my free space, it's the harmonic.us. I come in there every Monday and we do a quick meditative session just to kind of start off our week on the right foot. But if you want to take that next step and help to compensate me for all of the things that I'm doing, then enter the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. It is a subscription of $19.99 a month. And I've been in that space and building that library of life force healing energetics videos for, I think I started, was it 2020? 2020. I think that's when I started, February of 2020, right before the poop hit the fan is when I started. At least I'm pretty sure. But there's a ton of videos, and you can, like, anytime you tune into one of those videos, that life force healing energy that's been encoded into that transmission is flowing to and through you. And if you are reading something and there's a title that resonates with you, it's meant for you and you should sit in front of it. But again, I come in there live every Tuesday. So we have fresh new videos coming in where I'm staying plugged into the energetic flow. And then, of course, you receive those energetics sent to you every single solitary day for your unique blueprint and your highest benefit. So you harmonize more and more and more deeply, intentionally with your highest expression of self. And I'm going to grow that space too. Like, I want to bring in, I have so many ideas, y'all, so many. So, but it starts with cash flow. So right now I'm doing what I can, where to me it is, it's worth it, right? Because I mean, none of us should do anything without an equal exchange, without being compensated for that. I think that that's really taking advantage of each other, and that's just not fair to one another. And that's not the world that I want to create. Like, I want to create a collaborative space where we recognize and understand, no, I need to exchange value for value. That's how the world operates. Law of compensation. It's how this world operates in its highest, truest space to benefit all of us. All right, enough about that. I will not do that every time, I promise you, but I really am, like, feeling, well, I have for a while. I just believe that it's just a really awesome space, and I'm super excited that Spirit put it on my heart a few years ago to create it for all of us. And I want more people to come and experience it and get more feedback so that I can grow and learn and help more people. So we can help more people. More love lights. Okay, so today, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm super excited. I have, like, the energy is so we entered Leo season, which is a fire sign. Fire always activates things. So I have Leo in two major positions in so I'm Leo moon and Leo rising. So I have a lot of Leo energy. And I think there's also there might be one or two other planets that are in Leo for me. But anyway, so I always feel very activated. It's really interesting to me. So I'm Cancer sun. So Cancer season, I'm generally very, like, I go in, like, I don't, which I think is funny. I proved that, like, I kind of quit coming into this space around about the end of May, which was prior to Cancer, but not much. It was only a couple weeks before Cancer season kicked off. Because it starts June 21st. It starts on the Cancer solstice, or the, if you're in the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the winter solstice. But there's a link to Miss Cassia's channel, A Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. She's the reason that I even know about this calendar. So I always want to give her props whenever I think about it, whenever it's top of mind. But she was sharing about the 8/8 Lionsgate portal that is peaking tomorrow. It's open right now. That those energetics are peaking tomorrow, which is another reason I wanted to come in here. And she shared oh, now it's going to escape me, something that really resonated with me. What was it? Oh, about the Cancer solstice. That's what she started calling it. She was like, it's the Cancer solstice. And that really resonated with me, because then it covers the entire world, which is really where we are, right? I believe we are seeking to come together as one. However, we also need to be very careful that we don't create that oneness artificially. Like, it needs to be authentic. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so I like Cancer solstice, but I got that idea from Cassia. So I feel during that Cancer season, I always retreat, like I go inside. So Cancer their symbol is a crab. And the idea behind that is that we have this tough outer shell, seemingly, but this soft underbelly. And, the crab can like pull itself inside, much like a turtle. And so if for whatever reason during Cancer season, my Cancer self wants to just like hide from the world for a little while, and then as soon as like a few days or before, after, during, like as the needle is spiraling into Leo, I'm like, I come out. I'm like the Kool-Aid man bursting through the wall, this Leo expressive energy, like, hi, I'm back and I'm ready to rock. So that's where I'm at right now. I am amped up, and the energy is amped up. It is this fiery, activating energy. It's this, we are about to flow through this very potent, supernatural fire. And it is a rite of purification. And I want to invite you to take it. There's so many cool things that are happening. So we are I'm going to dive into the galactic calendar now, since we've kind of talked. Like the Lionsgate portal is about aligning with our spiritual self. It's the Sirius sun. The Sirius star is our spiritual sun. It is aligning with, I believe, the sun in Leo, in the zodiac sign of Leo. And that's what opens the Lionsgate portal, which is peaking tomorrow. I mean, it's been open since, I believe, like July 26th, which was the start of the galactic calendar. And it flows until the 12th, I think, is what it is. Don't quote me on that, but it's for a few more days. Anyway, it's also bringing about the energetics of, the 8-8 is reference to infinity, but also our DNA double helix structure. So we have this awesome opportunity to walk through, like to allow this purification, this rite of purification through this, like maybe it's trial by fire, but I really believe that it's just this supernatural fire that is going to like cleanse and purify our energetics if we allow it to, right? Like it's all permission based, being very conscious and intentional and inviting those energetics in. Otherwise, they will leave you be. It's this, again, it's about that collaboration, and it's also that compensation. Like, you need to compensate that energy by giving it permission and allowing it in and being very intentional frequently. It's not a one and done thing. It is a consistent practice that we need to have with these energetics, which is another reason why I have my space, is so that we get in the habit of tuning into those energetics at the very least every week, if not more often. So this is a beautiful time of manifestation. And what I find really cool is that we are flowing through the spiral of time within the galactic calendar that is also supportive of manifestation. At least that's the feeling, like spiritually, that I've been getting as I've gone through the last couple days. So I want to talk about what's been happening. We have a couple days ago, 4 days ago, we kicked off the Blue Night Wave spell. Yeah, it was 4 days ago. So I'm going to talk about the code keys of Blue Magnetic Night. They're dreams, abundance, and intention. Again, if those code keys are not intimately linked with manifestation, I don't know what is. And that's the wave spell that we're currently going through as we're entering this 8-8 Lionsgate portal, where I feel like we are being gifted this beautiful opportunity to truly align and harmonize on a unique and very potent level, and to level up and to be able to flow in alignment with our highest expression of self with more intention, more consciously, and awareness more often. So I just feel that's very potent and powerful. And when we do that, when we align with our highest expression of self and we begin to be more conscious, aware, and intentional with how we are showing up in our own lives, and that what we do and say and think matters, that's when co-creation happens. Manifestation is about, so I say heart mind because it's those two key pieces that need to be in alignment in order for manifestation to occur. Like your heart mind needs to be one, in oneness, singularly focused. And so we have these dreams, abundance, intuition. What is your dream? If you can connect with that and begin to really take the steps to make that a reality for you, regardless of what anyone else says, does, or thinks about it. If you just are like, okay, I hear you, but I don't care what you say. I know that I can do this because it's on my heart, gifted to me by spirit, the source that created everything. A dream is not, you can create it. You can, but it won't be instant. It's going to take time, and it's going to challenge you, and it's going to force you to do things that are uncomfortable, that you don't want to do, to see how serious are you about really desiring that thing, and is it for what's the word I want? Honorable reasons. Because when you align with that, wisdom, truth, honor, justice, not the way man thinks it, not the way we think about it. We are so convoluted in what we think love is, justice, wisdom. I mean, seriously, humans are so egoic, self included. We think that we freaking know. Seriously, humans are so egoic, self included. We think that we freaking know everything about everything all the time. And we don't know jack about anything. We are babies. Go back to being the fool. Be okay with making a fool out of yourself, being wrong, saying something that's, incorrect, and being like, oh, I didn't, now I know. Thank you for educating me. Instead of being like, well, that's what I think, or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're that way. I'm that way, or I used to be. I haven't been that way for a while. But I was pretty bratty. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was a brat. I've always been pretty stubborn. And my stance now is I'm still stubborn when it comes to me. Like, no, I know what is right for me. And I want you to be the same. Like, you should know what's right and true for you and be okay with that. But along with that, we have to recognize and understand that there is a collective truth that we kind of need to at the very least understand. We don't need to agree with it, and we don't necessarily need to align with it, but we should. I believe that it would be to our benefit, if we would consider understanding this collective idea of truth, while also understanding that it changes, it ebbs and flows, which is super cool. Okay, I like to go off on tangents, y'all. So this blue night wave spell, dream, abundance, intention, tell me that's not just like oozing manifestation qualities. Okay, so then the very next day is the yellow lunar seed. When was the full moon? So that was August 1st. So it was a few days after. The yellow lunar seed was a few days after the full moon. So still energetically in a really prime position to plant that seed and understand that these energetics exist all the time. So anything that I'm talking about, you still have the potential. No, even if it's like 2 years from now, you still have the potential to tune into this. And I would say if you're watching this 2 years from now, planting this yellow lunar seed, and it was also a galactic activation portal day. So there are days encoded into the galactic matrix of the galactic calendar that are more activating. And this was one of those days. It was a yellow lunar seed galactic activation portal day. Again, that second day. So I want to share about the lunar tone of creation because I'm feeling like that's what I need to do. All right, so those code keys are polarize, stabilize, and challenge. So it's recognizing that all antagonisms are complementary, right? Like in order to know what hot is, you have to know what cold is because you get to experience both. So we have this polarization and understand that that's what stabilizes, right? We have masculine and feminine, these polarized opposites that stabilize one another, especially as we unite them and unify them. All right, so I'm feeling like I need to read something in here. Okay, so it's from one comes two. So it's this singular focus and idea that we are seeking, this dream, right? That we have this like overarching dream. But understand, like when you can gain clarity about what your dream is. Yay, Dennis, how's it going? Yes, I just saw your message. I don't know how long you've been in here, but welcome. I'm glad that we're here live together. All right, so yeah, so from one comes two. So again, understand that like as we gain a deeper understanding of what the dream that is placed within our heart mind is, and staying singularly focused upon that dream, it's going to have like other things spring forth from that, right? Like, so you plant a seed, and when it sprouts, the first thing it does is it seeks to grow roots. Well, it's one root, but it has lots of little like offshoots of roots. So it's kind of the same with your dream. Like we start with that one dream, we stay singularly focused, and we continue to build toward that, recognizing and understanding that it's gonna like morph and like travel into different areas over time. So this one dream can turn into 2, 3, 4 different like offshoots from this dream. I hope that makes sense. Opposing forces work together, counterbalancing each other in a field of stability. The beauty of relationship represents the essential dance of two. Everything defines and is defined by its polar opposite. So, yeah, interesting. I'm feeling like maybe this also speaks to like the resources and relationships that we're going to cultivate along the way to help us bring those dreams to fruition, right? Like it's not just about us singularly. We are here to work together with one another to bring our dreams closer to reality, right? Like I am the one that is the most connected to and feel the strongest desire to bring my dream, to birth that out into the world, right? Like I'm going to be that singularly strongest point of attraction. However, like that doesn't mean that other people aren't going to add to that in different ways that are unique to them. I hope this is making sense. I don't know. Anyway, again, these are all just the thoughts that I've been having over the course of the last couple days. Yesterday was Red Electric Serpent. I want to touch on those code keys. I don't think I touched on Yellow Seed. So again, the Yellow Seed is this targets, flowering, and awareness. And obviously, For me, it was more about the seed quality, like really planting that manifestation seed, right? It's really getting intentional about trusting the gestational process, like planting that seed and then watering it, right? Like with our heart, mind, our thoughts, and our emotions as often as possible. That we're staying aware of that dream, and then with any luck, it'll flower, right? So red serpent is survives, life force, and instinct. Again, like that's to me, like instinct and intuition are kind of intertwined, right? Like we have these gut feelings, and that's like our instinctual knowing or reaction to things. And it's following that instinctual like action, right? Life force energy to right? To create to create the thing, to bring it into fruition. And then that brings us to today, this white self-existing Worldbridger day. So white Worldbridger is equalizes death and opportunity. So while we are flowing through this idea of this manifestation portal that is open through the 8-8 Lionsgate portal, and just the energetics that are very potent for like aligning us with our highest expression of self so that we can truly manifest whatever it is that's within our heart, mind, and recognize that it's going to take time. That something within us has to die. Like there's some aspect of the old me or the old you, right? Like the yesterday and prior, that we are going to have to finally release on an energetic level our attachments to that thing, our story that we have wrapped around that idea. We really need to either rewrite the story or let it go completely so that we can move and utilize that, allow it to decompose and energize that seed that you're planting, right? Like allow that decomposition to take place, because that's where all the nutrients come from, is from that death. As you energetically allow the things within you that have kind of been weighing you down, and it's just this dark, dense sludge that's energetically within you, if you just let it release, flush it down your grounding cord into Mama Earth, she knows exactly what to do with those energetics. And she will help to decompose and transform all of that into life force energy that's going to help that seed to grow and flourish even more so. And that's the opportunity, right? So we have this equalization between like life and death. Like there's this, it's such a fragile balance between those two, right? Like I think we have been lulled into this false sense of security in the world that we live in, because we really have created a pretty safe place for us to grow and thrive and develop, which is really awesome. However, the balance between life and death is truly so fragile. None of us know when this earthly, fleshly body is going to be like, peace, I'm out of here. Your spirit will maintain, I believe. That's the energetic, animated force that keeps this body alive. But we don't know. So, and it is a reason to truly like dive in and take life less seriously, really. Like enjoy the moment, like be who you need to be in every moment, because that's all we have. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whenever you're able to allow your emotions to flow, they're on purpose for a purpose, and you need to feel those things. Recognize that you don't have to react out of those emotions. You can allow them to flow, and you yourself can learn from that superpower that we each have coded within us, because our emotions are for us. They're not for anybody else, so that we can learn and grow and develop and understand that we really do have control over our emotions. They don't have control over us. We can feel them. We can feel their power, but we don't have to let them completely take over the driver's seat of our heart mind, right? Like we can maintain control. We can maintain a space of peace and calm, and it is a practice. Maintain a space of peace and calm, and it is a practice. So, and the more we practice, the easier it becomes. And make no mistake, 10 years ago, I started listening to similar messages as what I'm sharing, and I was like, no way. I am an emotional roller coaster. I have really high highs. I have really low lows. There is no way that I'm ever going to feel like I have control over my emotions. Like, no, that's not how that works. And here I am 10 plus years later, kind of laughing at old me, like, I mean, kudos to me for sticking with it, right? Being like, well, I don't know. I think this is kind of bullshit. But honestly, like, I see people that are teaching me this and I want that. And the more I've stuck with it, the more I realize, wow, it really is true. It really is true. I have not mastered it completely, but holy smokes, I'm so much better than I was when I started. And I love that. Like that's progress and growth. And I'm so thankful. And I hope that I get to continue to grow. Oh, yay. I just saw your second. So your new girlfriend and you are reviewing the calendar. That's awesome. What are you kind of thinking and feeling about the energetics of what's happening right now? Again, I feel like it's super like a ton of manifestation energy, but that's my take. I would love to know if you are kind of in line with that, or if maybe you've been pulling different energetics from that, Dennis. I would be, and what I don't know, I mean, whatever your girlfriend's name is. Hello, it's nice to meet you if you're listening. So yeah, and then we have self-existing tone of creation. So the self-existing tone brings in the code keys of define, measure, form. So if we remember, last year was a red self-existing moon year. So we had that whole year to flow through and kind of gain a better understanding of those energetics of define, measure, and form. Also flowing into the idea of manifestation, of like birthing that, zygote of an idea or a dream into the real world to have that form, right? That three-dimensional tactile form that we can, say, look I did this. I brought this into the world. I aligned with and trusted my path and my journey, and here it is. And so I do want to read the White Worldbridger paragraph, and then I'm going to sign off because I feel like we've gone through everything that I wanted to talk about today, but I didn't. So I remember I want to read the quote from Blue Night. I apologize. We're going to go back to the wave spell that we're currently flowing through. So, and this kind of goes in alignment with the Lionsgate 8-8 portal. What occurs around you and within you reflects your own mind and shows you the dream you are weaving. And so again, it's definitely about aligning and anchoring into what's going on within you. And the more you gain clarity about who you are and what you're about, the more clear your manifestation will be. And I would argue the faster it will come to be, because you will gain that singular focus and recognize that when I am in alignment and I am singularly focused, that is when I bring what's within me to outside of me. All right, White Worldbridger. This is a quote from the Maori, which was kind of like a indigenous tribe around the time of the Mayans. They also, maybe not around the time of the Mayans, but they follow the Mayan calendar way of telling time, like the actual Mayan calendar, not the revised galactic Mayan calendar. Quote, you were, you will be, know this while you are. So it's kind of what we talked about, right? Like the how there's a fragile line between life and death, right? Like, know this while you are. Your spirit has traveled both long and afar. It rose from the source, and to source it will return. The spark which was lighted eternally burns. I love that. So true. Worldbridger represents revelation, realization of the mortality of the physical body, the organic balance of life and death, the realm of neutrality, which facilitates bridging and connection, intimate exchange with the spirit of the ancestors. As a force of equalization, the inevitability of death humbles us all. As we contemplate how all things have an eventual ending, we are drawn into the richness of right now. With the perception that death equals opportunity, we find a sacred key that speaks not only of our imminent passing beyond this physical body, but also in regards to ego death. By continually shedding what no longer serves us, we learn to yield to death as a natural overturning of cyclical processes. Releasing identities and surrendering attachments grants us access to new worlds. Worldbridger asks, what within your life is asking to be let go of or ended to make for a new cycle to begin? What is discovered when you contemplate our human mortality? How can we overcome fear of death and find trust in the journey of life? And to love life and be so excited about life and everything it provides us, right? We're all going to die. How many of us actually live? Let us welcome the power of death to liberate us from self-defeating habits, fears, and limitations. A succinct mantra for aligning with Worldbridger power is, I surrender to opportunity. And then the final quote comes from Peace Pilgrim. Quote, when you know that you are only wearing the body, which can be destroyed, that you are the reality, like the true you, the highest expression of you, which activates the body and cannot be destroyed, how can you be afraid? So again, going back to this energy of the white Worldbridger flowing into the peak of the 8-8 Lionsgate portal tomorrow, this idea of really allowing this supernatural fire that has been burning since the beginning of this calendar, right? I think July 26th is when the Lionsgate those energetics open and begin to flow. It peaks tomorrow, and I believe that it starts to kind of fizzle out on August 12th, but please don't quote me. It might be a couple days later, but right around there. Anyway, this supernatural fire that is purifying us, allow what no longer serves you to be kind of offered as a sacrifice during this time. You know what? I no longer need that aspect of me. I'm so grateful for all of the lessons and the things that part of me protected me from. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to step out and to grow and develop without that coping mechanism or that aspect of me that worked in the past, but it's not working for me anymore. And I recognize that. Whatever that thing is, write it down. Get really clear about what that is and why you're ready to let it go, and ways that you can support yourself as you release that and allow it to die. And maybe, if you feel called to, tomorrow, when the 8-8 Lionsgate portal energetics are most potent and powerful, utilize that element of fire and take the paper that you wrote it down on and light it up and allow that thing to just supernaturally transform for your highest benefit. Beautiful love light. And know that you will transform for your highest benefit. Beautiful love light. And know that you are fully capable to bring to fruition anything and everything that your heart mind desires. You are coded with everything you need. Trust that. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, Again, there's a daily affirmation tied to the White Self-existing Worldbridger Day. I encourage you to read it and look at it. There's links to connect with me on in different places and spaces in the throughout the interwebs. Again, the one that I would really love to encourage you to come to is the harmonic.us. I absolutely plan to grow it more. Again, I'm just figuring out my flow moving forward after my sort of like internal deep dive through the Cancer season. I love you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm glad that you were here too, and your girlfriend too. Thank you both for watching. I appreciate it. Awesome. Sounds good, Dennis. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you for coming in here and watching whenever you choose to. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, that just helps me to grow this channel. If you want to know your own galactic signature, there's a link in the description box below. I too would love to know what you learn and find out like what your galactic signature is. So if you would please share that with me, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I think that that's it. But again, I appreciate you being here because time is absolutely the most precious gift that we can share with one another. So I appreciate your time and I appreciate you. And until we meet again, beautiful love light, as always, please do me a favor and go shine. Shine your beautiful love light out into the world. We need it now more than ever. Mwah. I love, love, love you so much. See you next time.